I've always been interested in art because I grew up around it. I don't even know when I became a collector, but it was never in the sense of building a collection and something of value. What used to bother me was we have some of the most amazing art in our museums, but very, very undervisited. I think the purpose of MAP is not just building a museum. I think MAP hopes to be a catalyst of change in this sector. This building is very particular. What Matthew and Ghosh have come up with is a very iconic design. I didn't know what went into building a museum.
As a practice, we have believed that every project has its own place and nothing should be generalized. It should feed on the project than having a signature style. The project actually began from there. On one hand, it grabs eyeballs with its simplicity. It creates interest, but it also creates an inner space which plays down everything so that art can just take precedence and appropriate it.
The site is extremely central. It was strategically chosen because it is on the axis of Bangalore, and we are a corner property of Kasturba and Kasturba Crossroad, right across two of the museums that Bangalore has, overlooking Cubbon Park.
We are excited to observe how this architecture plays out in the lives of those who engage with the art, in the lives of those who are passing by.
The narrow site meant there was challenges with how much could we build. Every square inch is precious. We had to work within those constraints and yet maximize the floor area that we could generate for the art galleries and the museum spaces, and not compromising at all on the public areas which really make art spaces as a fun place to go to and enjoy. Without that, it fails. So here comes the 99% of perspiration. That's where there's a lot of hard work. A lot goes behind contemporary buildings which are beyond what the shell looks like. There is a lot of arteries and veins which make it work. They are the air handling units. It's about control of temperature, humidity, sound, dust. Buildings are not that simple, and this is definitely not a simpler building. For any building to become successful, there has to be a fairly strong idea which creates an identity for the building.
This work plays on the tensions between the idea of collecting and collating, containing and storing.
The image that we have generated is borrowed from colonial construction. The metal mild steel water tanks, they were produced in England and they were brought here as panels and they were assembled. I was making a kind of a metaphorical connection between the idea of storage of something precious. Just like the water tank is always aware of the pressure of water from inside, here is the container which is containing this unpredictable phenomena which is art.
Both the material of stainless steel as well as the motif are commonly associated with industrial storage. It's so common in that sense that it subverts the very slick, glossy box.
For me, it's not national or global prominence that is the measure of MAP success. How much are we able to move the needle in India would be my measure of success. If we can bring the conversation to people not just collecting art, but enjoying art, by saving our heritage, by being interested in what we are doing, if we can inspire, if we can educate, if we can entertain, if we can make a difference to people's lives, I think if we just create the right atmosphere, art will do its magic.